Okay, hello, good evening, peace in my brothers and sisters, family. Welcome to the first edition of On the Cutting Room Floor, presented by yours truly, Tony Tony Harvey. Y'all know how it is. And I'm broadcasting from Black Magic Inc. Studios in Green Haven, Pocket area. Well, I'm not in the studio today. I'm still working on that. To start the new NBA season, covering the Sacramento Kings. So stay tuned for that part. But let's jump right on into it. The Kings are now 0-2 on the young season. They lose tonight to the Los Angeles Lakers, 130-127 at Crypto.com Arena. 0-2. The Lakers move to 3-0, so that's basically just saying they're at the top of the Western Conference. But I'm liking what the Kings do. I really am. Okay, this is another game that they could have won. They were down by 15 points in the first half. Okay, they come back. They cut the lead to 1. And then at halftime, they're trailing 64-60. Third quarter, they come out like gangbusters. On the defensive side of the ball, though, okay, I'm seeing deflections, steals, formations that were created by the guards to get them back into the game. All right, they led as much as I think 7 points in the third quarter, but they were doing things that they don't normally do, to start off the third quarter. It was that fourth quarter start. They were up 94-87. That really just wrecked this whole Bugatti. Sent it into a ditch. LeBron James went completely off. The Lakers rallied off 21 straight points. 21 straight points. And I believe LeBron accounted for 11 or 12 of those points. And at one point, he was a one-man scoring machine. He had his own run going. I think he scored like 8 straight points, a couple threes. Just went berserk. And the reason why I say that, because the Kings defense just it dissipated. When it reached 14-0, come on, man. Let's call a timeout or something like that. Let's stop this barrage of offensive. I can't even explain it, but if you've seen the game, you understand what I'm saying. But they scored 44 points in that fourth quarter. Keon Ellis did not even play. Okay, I'll get to that a little bit later. But I mean, I really did like what I was seeing tonight. I mean, if you look at what the Kings were doing, I got a different little setup here, so I'm kind of like speeding things up compared to the way that I've been doing things. So, to be more focused on the stats and stuff. So, Domantas Sabonis, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. So he had a triple-double. He was 8-9 from the free throw line, 10-14 from the field. 37 minutes. Okay? DeMar DeRozan, Debo, 23 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, 9 for 12 from the field goal, shooting from the field. He made 2 of his 3 3-point attempts. 3-point territory, 3 for 4 from the line, 23 points. Keegan Murray, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. 5-11 shooting from the field, 2 of 7 beyond the arc, but he made both his free throws. 40 minutes. You know where I'm going with this. 40 minutes. De'Aaron Fox. Now, I think, with these changes and the addition of DeMar DeRozan, in the lineup, especially, the starting lineup, the dynamics of what's going to happen with De'Aaron Fox is probably going to change drastically, but for the better, for the good. And I kind of felt that in the first game when he only scored 15 points, but he had 11 assists. Well, tonight he had 28 points, 10 assists. So that's the second double-double on the season. 9 for 20 shooting from the field, 3 for 10 beyond in three-point territory, 7-8 shooting from the free throw line, 5 rebounds. But he had 10 assists. So he's setting up these guys, just like DeMontis does. And DeMontis had 10 assists, so that's 20 assists between the two of them to get these people open for some good, clear shots. And it's working. It really is. I'm not seeing a whole lot of dribble handoffs, but the other things that they're doing, and De'Aaron Fox is a main part of that, it's working. It's working. My only thing is, he played 41 minutes too. How long is Mike Brown and his coaching staff is going to be able to sustain this? Because the other night he did mention, no, we are not going to have these guys playing that many minutes. In the first half, he had 8 players playing, including the starters. And that was Trey Lyles, Malik Monk, and Alex Len. Jordan McLaughlin did get into the game. He only played 3 minutes in the second half. Malik played 28 minutes, so he played 2 more minutes than he did in the game in the loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves the other night. But yeah, that's pretty much. I don't know what you're going to do there. I know he's trying to figure out this rotation because in the preseason he could not detect what was going to work and what was not going to work because of the injuries. Trey Lyles being out, Kevin Huerter, he wasn't available. McLaughlin, I think he was out for a couple of games, and he was able to return. And then there's Trey Lyles with the groin injury. So those 2 returns, for the first game of the season. Now he has to work these things out. So I guess in the meantime, until he can figure this out, Mike Brown and his coaching staff, these guys are going to be playing some crazy minutes. I mean, some heavy minutes. Some heavy minutes. Trey Lyles did play 19 minutes tonight, and Malik Monk played 28 minutes. Kevin Huerter, he plays 26 minutes, but he came through. He's getting there, which I think a lot of us expected. The first game, I mean, he hadn't played in like 6 or 7 months, so I understood, where that was at. And he was pretty much like a decoy in that first game. I don't think he was trying to do too much. He was just trying to make sure everybody else was getting theirs. But tonight, he was getting his. 14 points, 5 for 9, shooting from the field goal, 4 for 7 behind the arc. That's Kevin Huerter. That's Kevin Huerter. So hopefully we'll see more about, those type of things coming from him. 2 rebounds, 2 steals. Okay, and the Kings had an extraordinary performance in the train robbery business. They had 12 steals on the night. 12 steals on the night and 5 blocks. 22 for 25 at the charity stripe, 88%. They did shoot over 35 3-pointers as the associate coach, Jay Triano would prefer. They put up 44 shots. They made 15. They made 15. So if you ask me, they're looking really, really good. Okay, if they can put up 44 shots, hopefully, they turn those 15 mades into 18, 19, 20 made. Okay, they shot 34% tonight. That's not Sacramento Kings 3-point shooting, but hopefully that would improve tonight. But they have to play 48 minutes, and I always been, this has been going through my head, for the past couple of weeks, especially with those horrible losses from last season where they wasn't playing 48 minutes. Tonight they didn't play 48 minutes. Okay, that first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, they couldn't hit a basket. They couldn't hit a basket. They didn't hit a basket until, Fox hit a basket at the 7:46 mark. The 7:46 mark of the fourth frame. And the score then, by that time, was 108-97. And hey, they came back. They played well. They actually cut the lead to 2 points on a Malik Monk. I think it was a layup. So they were trailing 125-123, but they just couldn't pull it out because of those first 6 minutes. No defense, and they could not hit a shot. So basically, what I'm saying, hey, I like what's going on. I really do like this team. There are some wins coming, and I hope there's a string of wins that's coming. They do play Portland Monday at Golden One Center here in Sacramento, but I know they got to work out the kinks on some things because they do have a dynamic, powerful player in DeMar DeRozan, but everything seemed like is clicking. I mean, all 5 starters were in double digits. Everyone scored over 14 points, and with the highest, 29 points coming from Sabonis. DeRozan had 23. Fox had 28. Keegan and Kevin Hurdy, 14 points each. Can't ask much for that. Malik coming off the bench, he got 14 points. Trey Lyles had the other 5. So I hope they figure out, what they can do to, make this more manageable, at least in the minutes department, because I don't know how much more they can sustain on this. You can't play these guys 38, 37 minutes plus every night and come up with a result of a loss. Everything else is working out fine. Even the 3-point shooting, that's coming back around. I mean, DeMar DeRozan made 2 3-pointers himself tonight. Not to say out of the blue, but the man can't shoot. When it's time to get down, he gets down. He gets down. Yes, he is a master at shooting those middies, but he's been playing this game for 16 years, professionally. Okay, been playing this game all his life. So, yeah, and then they got to do a little bit better on the rebounding. DeMontis had 12 rebounds, but then after that, you have 5 rebounds from Fox, 3 rebounds from Murray, 3 from Trey Lyles, 3 from Monk. Okay, I just noticed DeMar DeRozan didn't have 1 rebound in 37 minutes. I don't think that's a mistake there. They got to do better in the rebounding department because they was hurting there tonight as well. I mean, they had a total of 32 rebounds. The Lakers had 45. And the Lakers had 13 offensive rebounds to the Kings 5. So length and size is really hurting this team if it's looking like that. I mean, I know Keegan had a great rebound tonight the other night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm sure we'll see more of that. I mean, he was fighting for those rebounds. He was fighting DeMontis for those rebounds. But tonight, he only comes up with 4 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound. So the size thing, I don't know, it was a lot of small ball playing, but I understand Mike Brown is, he's just dealing the cards that he was dealt. I mean, he's playing the cards that he was dealt, understandably. But you got to find some other ways because you are the coach. You and your coaching staff have to find some other ways, to put these guys in a position to win. And you can't be letting these teams go off on a run and not calling a timeout to discuss some of these matters of why these things are happening, or it will continue. LeBron James was fired in those first 6 minutes. Fire. 21-0 run. And the Kings did not hit a basket until the 7:46 mark of the 4th quarter. They fought back, but hey, that was a game right there. So, Anthony Davis half tonight. He's been on fire himself. Anthony Davis had 31 points tonight, 3 steals, 9 rebounds, 2 block shots in 38 minutes, 10 for 13 from the free throw line, and he finally get a win against Domantas Sabonis. So he's 10-1 against Domantas Sabonis. He came to the game 10-0 against one of best player in the game alongside himself, Domantas Sabonis. So LeBron had 32 points, 10 rebounds, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. So he had a triple-double as well. And he did this in 34 minutes. He sure didn't play 40 minutes. He didn't play 37 minutes. He didn't play 35 minutes. He did this in 34 minutes. Anthony Davis did play 38 minutes, but none of these guys played over 40 minutes. And their bench wasn't that much better than what we were doing with the King. Dalton Connect, oh boy. He had 10 points off the bench. I'm not going to talk about him in this draft right now. I'm just going to leave that alone, but this kid can play. He really is going to have a promising future career with those Lakers. Austin Reeves, 16 points. D'Angelo Russell, 16 points. Rui Hachimura, 18 points. 6 for 6 on the free throw line. He's playing really well for them. So J.J. Redick, he started off his young head coaching career 3-0 with the Lake Show. And if they continue doing this, I'm just going to leave them alone because I didn't know what they were going to be, coming to the season. They're still young, they still going, and they got the best player on the planet. They're playing like a team. They're playing together. They beat the Phoenix Suns last night. They were behind 20 points. They came back and won that game. All right. They're only behind by 7 points in this game. But the thing is, they let a 15-point lead dissipate. What in the NBA, those don't make anything. You can't make anything up out of that because they pulled it out and they won the game. So there it is, folks. I could really go on all night, about these things. Let's talk a little bit about team stats here. I don't know why Keon Ellis didn't get 1 minute of floor time in this game. I like Jordan McLaughlin a lot too. He only played 3 minutes. But I don't know. I don't know if Mike just coaching in the moment, and he just liked what he was seeing. I did. But maybe at some point, sometime, you got these guys out here playing 40 minutes. Maybe you didn't want to go too small ball. But it probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to insert Keon, into some of the activities that were taking place out there, especially when they were getting kilted at that early part of the fourth quarter. And maybe it wouldn't have been right to put him in the fourth quarter like he did, Doug McDermott the other night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know, but we know what this man could do on defense. Okay? He can make some things happen. Like De'Aaron Fox said, he's a playmaker. Keon Ellis is a playmaker on defense. You need your playmaker on defense in there. Okay? That's how it works. I'm not no coach. Don't intend to be one, especially not at my age. I'm just seeing what everybody else is seeing. As a matter of fact, the fans are going crazy of why Keon Ellis did not get on the floor. So, yeah, we did talk about, some of these things. Kings had 58 points in the paint. The Lakers had 60. The Kings had 31 fast break points. 31 fast break points. 31 fast break points. 5 blocks, 12 steals. If you just looked at the Kings side of the ledger without looking at the Lakers side, you would have thought the Kings won this game. Hands down. They scored 127 points, but the Lakers scored 130. 130. And once again, for the second night in a row, the Kings had 2 players with double-doubles. One of them had a triple-double. And you had 3 players with 23 or more points. So I just want to make sure that point is emphasized. Yep, 3 players with 23 or more points Box had 28. Sabonis, 29. DeRozan, 23, as I mentioned earlier before. So that's where we are. We got a home game Monday, folks, and of course I'll be there. Hopefully they get their first win at home, and then they can start doing on something because it's there. It's there. It almost remind me a couple of years ago when they start off 0-4, 0-5 or something like that, and then they just went crazy after that. Kings just went crazy after that. So I'm looking forward to this. Okay. So some of the things that probably would have gelled together during the preseason is probably happening right now because I'm not worried about preseason. This is all about the regular season. And I really thought that they could have at least got these first 2 games. They didn't. So let's try to get this win on Monday and look forward, to trying to string together some wins. I do want to thank everybody for stopping in. I'm starting my 23rd season, covering the Sacramento Kings, and I'll do it until I can't do it anymore. I'm not even thinking about retiring, especially when I see, other people that have been there 30, 40 years doing the same thing, and they're loving what they do. But hang in there, Kings fans. I think everything's going to be happening. I know it's kind of frustrating, disappointing, discouraging, if you want to use that word as well. But this is Mike Brown. He got a great coaching staff, and I do believe, he will fix out, he will plug in these holes, and hey, it'll be safe sailing along. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I want to thank you for stopping in tonight. I am signing off. Peace.